I'm guessing that this never ever gets old being introduced this way. Our guest today is Brooklyn Neumen, who is a reigning national champion with Carolina women's lacrosse. I have to imagine that feels good even almost a year later.
No, for sure does. It does.
Tell us a little bit about the ride last season, which, as we documented quite often, was incredibly successful and ended in a national title for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, it was really fun. We had a really good senior class that was above me. I'm a fifth year now, and they definitely helped with having like more of a mature team and helping out the younger kids. So we had a lot of returners that were starters through the fifth year class, and we had some transfers that were key for our win against Northwestern. So that was a really big win because we were down by a lot. It was like 10 minutes left. So that was pretty cool. And then winning the national championship was just awesome, and finishing with an undefeated season.
So how do you now take some of that leadership role as one of the older players on team, captain on the team? How do you take some of that leadership role to this year's squad?
We definitely have a younger team this year, which I think has some great possibilities for us. We're a lot faster, a lot of energy, which is really cool. And I think especially with me being a fifth year, we have a little bit less fifth years, which is totally fine. And then we have a good senior class, and I think everybody stepping up into that role of being leaders and helping the younger kids along the way is definitely going to be key for us this year.
We talked to Allie a little bit last year about the art of the draw control.
Yes.
Now, you had a couple of those in the national championship game. So tell us something that we can look for when we're watching a game that makes us sound smart for how you win a draw, because those seem so important, but no one really understands what's going on.
Yeah, so we have quite a few draw takers this year. A lot of them are middies, and then we have some defenders that come up on the circle. So I'm particularly on the circle, and we use a lot of communication when it comes to the draw and knowing what each person likes to draw it to a specific spot. So kind of working with that girl and talking to them where we are on the circle, and then they place it, and if they think they're not going to win it, they'll let the other team draw it to a specific area and let us know.
Seems like it gets a little feisty in the
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it can be, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so you come from a pretty successful lacrosse family. You have a lot of sisters who've played lacrosse as well. Is that right?
I do, yes.
Okay,
yes.
like what was the vibe growing? Was lacrosse always the deal in the household? Like what was the lacrosse vibe?
Yeah, so where I'm from is Michigan, which is a little bit, when I was growing up, was a little bit smaller of a lacrosse community. It was definitely still growing, and it is now. My older sisters definitely, and my dad in particular, paved the way of like me getting my interest in lacrosse. My two oldest sisters played at Grand Valley State University, which is in Michigan. And then my younger sister is going to East Stroudsburg University, which is in Pennsylvania, for lacrosse. And I think my dad, coming from Long Island, kind of brought the game a little bit towards Michigan for me in particular. And I think honestly looking up to them and my dad helping me was what drew the game for me.
What was it like in the Neumen backyard? Did things get a little competitive?
The draw circle back there, yeah.
My dad always would draw like an 8-meter with like paint and stuff, and he was, for when I was growing up, was the JV lacrosse coach at my high school, but now is the head varsity coach at my high school. So it's really cool. We always would play like backyard games. We even do it now with like my brother-in-laws, and like on Christmas we'll go like up to our high school and play games, which is fun.
All right, so you guys have been together now for couple of weeks here leading up to this season coming up. Take us through what has been the focus just over these last couple of weeks getting ready for the season.
Yeah, I think obviously we want to play fast, so I think that has been a very big focus from Jenny and Phil, and I think staying locked in as well and focusing on the details has been a big thing, and honestly just like having a lot of fun. Like the girls are having a lot of fun. I think with the nicer weather lately, that's been bringing up like good vibes, so yeah, we're really excited.
What makes Jenny Levy so good?
She has a lot of IQ and experience with lacrosse. Obviously, she was one of the best players at UVA, and when she came to Carolina, she definitely grew the program from having no experience at all to being one of the top programs in the nation. So, obviously, trusting her, and she knows best off of so many years of being a head coach at Carolina and being part of the lacrosse world and being U.S. lacrosse head coach.
All right, we had a note that said you like to sleep in tents for fun. Is that accurate?
My family just likes to camp, so like I remember like when I would go to like lacrosse tournaments, my dad like is a big camper, so we would literally like camp when we went to lacrosse tournaments. So, and he does that when he comes down. He just likes to camp. So
well, he just, he just camps when he comes down?
He like loves camping. He goes and camps at Jordan Lake. So he loves it. I don't know. Yeah, and I think he just likes it because the weather's so nice down here too. So he just likes being outside.
Man.
A little
Yeah.
nicer than Michigan, a little
Yeah.
more camping opportunities, I'm
Guess
thinking.
so.
Yep.
In addition to all your athletic exploits, you're also interested in nursing. How did you get interested in that, and how have you balanced what seems like two very time-consuming things?
Yeah, so nursing school, a lot of my relatives were in nursing. I knew I wanted to go into the medical field. I wasn't sure what at first when I first got to Carolina, so I ended up majoring in EXS. I want to go to an accelerated nursing program after college, so I'm not in nursing program yet, but I had to get some nurse credits beforehand over like the summers and stuff, so just kind of figuring out like your path and just being okay with enjoying lacrosse and doing school.
That seems really hard to me. Like whenever I have been around nurses, obviously something has been wrong. But that seems like a job that I'm not nice enough to do. Like what is it about it that appeals to you that's something you want to do every single day?
I think my passion grew from it. My older sister has DiGeorge syndrome, so she has special needs. So her going to the hospital for open heart surgeries of me growing up, she used to go to the U of M hospital. Children's Hospital, and I think that like seeing that environment and growing up, that was something that I like really have a passion for and would really love to work at a children's hospital, I think, post college.
All right, so we're right on the cusp of the season. I know you guys, I mean, the success itself, it speaks for itself, but if somebody's thinking, do I want to come see the women play? Do I not want to come see the women play? Give us a quick like sales pitch for, hey, come see us play here this upcoming season.
Yeah, I think we definitely have a young team. It's very fast sports, so it's very fun to watch in that aspect, and there's a lot of skill that comes from it. And
Sure.
It's definitely one of the oldest, I guess, American sports because they came from Native Americans, so I think that's also another cool aspect of it.
Gonna be fun. It's always fun. Plus, they win all the time. That's always winning's fun. Carolina women's lacrosse coming soon. Brooklyn, thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
of course. Yes, thank you.